And these guys are constantly looking to get better. And you see a lot of them always finding a way they could have done better, even if they won their match, even if they swept their opponent 3-0 in dominating fashion. You see these guys get to that level of thinking, that's when they truly become very hard to beat.
Regardless of how big or small a mistake is still a mistake and something that you could have done better. Most players don't look at matches they won to figure out what they could have done better. They look at the ones they've lost. So to see players kind of going the distance and making sure they can find every little bit of information they can, suddenly they're looking at perfect play.
One of the ones that stands out to me this season is Caldy. And if you listen to his interviews, this guy, even after wins, before we could even ask him a question, he's like,
feel like shit and played like shit, honestly. I'm really unhappy about my play.
That's just the kind of player he is. He's ever the analyst. He wants to make sure that he always plays perfect.
Every single match I'm playing differently, different decks, different lineups.
It's very easy for a player, and I mean any player, after they win, just to chalk it up, yeah, I'm just the best, I won that match, I played great. And then when they lose, oh, I got unlucky, there's nothing I can do. But there's something you can learn from every match, every game, win or lose, and that can improve you as a player.
One of the standout matches for me in that regard was the Green Sheep versus Purple match, where Purple ended up winning the series, but afterwards...
I wanted my Freeze Mage to hit Zoo, and Freeze Mage did not hit Zoo, so that was a bummer. Then I wasn't expecting Warrior again, and then I wasn't expecting Aggro Paladin, so yeah, he got the better of me.
Which is a really interesting thing to think about, because if a player plays better, you would assume that they won, but there's still the random element to navigate through. There's still circumstances that come up where you can have recovery positions and comeback potential within a game or a series.
That Divine Favor just gave me a panic attack.
To hear a player like Purple say...
I messed up so bad I didn't play around anything. I gave him an extra free turn, so that was on me.
That's a difficult thing to admit after you've won, is that somebody played better than you. That's coming from a very deep level of understanding.
I have to go back and look at what I did wrong. I feel like I didn't play to my best today. Just have to go back to the drawing board.
That's very surprising to hear from the top performing players, because they're very rarely, if ever, making those kinds of mistakes. But they're seeing things that other people aren't seeing.
I need to focus more on not just winning, more about my gameplay.
Shows you how good of a player they are outside of actually just playing the game, and how much growth they can have within the game.
The ability to look inside of your own game and at times know that even though you made a very good play, you maybe didn't think through everything. You maybe didn't consider a certain facet. It's why you see such consistency in their game, and why you're seeing them at the top levels is because they're the ones who are paying very close attention to that.
So how do I feel after I've won a match, even though I feel that I've made a lot of mistakes? That's practically every match I've ever won in my life in competitive gaming. Afterwards, I feel really humbled most of the time. I realize that I'm very lucky to have won this match, and I see some of the players feel the same way.
I really thought I was going to lose that game, but it feels good, man.
It's really a growth opportunity. Obviously, you've done a lot of hard work to get where you are, but you're still not fully complete as a player, and you basically never are. Whether it's because the format's changing, whether it's because new cards get entered, whether it's because somebody else's playstyle is just poor for you and you don't have a lot of experience against that. As you make those mistakes, that's how you learn the game.